More legal trouble for Philly rapper Meek Mill. He appeared in court today over his recent run-ins with the law.
I'm at a point in my life like we all grew up in the streets and we try to be better, but I had to fight against that the whole time to gain my respect and be who I am today.
Whenever history's being made, you guys know I like to talk about it. And these two made history by being the first two males in the hip-hop industry to openly have sex with each other.
You know, some court docs leaked.
Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he engaged in sex, of course, with rapper 5, redacted. 5 being he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Well, that's too narrow.
You know, this is one of the biggest moments in hip-hop history that we gotta celebrate because it's 2024.
And it explains these videos very well because the voice you hear is Sean Diddy Combs himself.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy.
Cause P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no.
I mean, just look at how he looks at this man when he performs. This is some true love I didn't know about.
There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
Meek Mill is finally breaking his silence in court, and what he's revealing about Diddy will shake you to your core. After years of speculation, side eyes, and industry whispers, Meek's courtroom statement is clearing the air on everything fans have quietly suspected about Diddy's inner circle. Once celebrated for their flashy bromance, rocking matching outfits, partying wild, and appearing inseparable, Meek and Diddy were the poster boys for hip-hop camaraderie.
We do this shit for our family, our sons, whatever they taught us in the streets. We grew up looking up to niggas. I looked up to like Puppet, I was on TV, I was so far gone. We grew up looking up to niggas on the corner that was on the corner for 25 years, and then I got in the game, and I got a chance to brush shoulders with niggas that set family legacies. You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
Next up, for real. I see you with your pop. A nigga that's rich getting money, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I got a son now. I ain't had no pop. I got a son now, so I'm trying to do it like that. Where I'm in somewhere in the middle of California. I got a house. My son got a house. My son getting money. I'm getting money. That's what we doing it for. Me and our whole family. Shout out to the Con fans for real. This shit for real. Yeah, no, hell yeah. Pup took the sacrifice. Now it's on. Now it's y'all turn. We do this for our family, our sons, whatever they taught us in the streets. We grew up looking up to. I looked up to like, but I was on TV, I was so far gone. We grew up looking up to on the corner that was on the corner for 25 years, and then I got in the game, and I got a chance to brush shoulders with that set family legacies. You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
Next up, for real. I see you with your pop. A nigga that's rich getting money, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I got a son now. I ain't had no pop. I got a son now, so I'm trying to do it like that. Where I'm in somewhere in the middle of California. I got a house. My son got a house. My son getting money. I'm getting money. That's what we doing it for. Me and our whole family. Shout out to the Con fans for real. This shit for real. Yeah, no, hell yeah. Pup took the sacrifice. Now it's on. Now it's y'all turn.
It all began to unravel in real time when Diddy's world started crashing down, and everyone around him was pulled into the spiral. The arrest sent shockwaves, but the real explosion came when Diddy's longtime producer, Lil Rod Jr., filed a lawsuit that included Meek Mill's name. That changed everything. Now Meek wasn't just a bystander, he was part of the narrative. Social media erupted. Every blog, podcast, and tweet went wild trying to dissect why Meek's name was there. Was it a clerical mistake? A PR trap? Or was Meek Mill deeper in Diddy's circle than any of us ever imagined?
But I'm not surprised that now we have men stepping forward with their own lawsuits. Well, specifically one man, but he name dropped a few people.
He name dropped Meek Mills, bro.
He alluded to Meek Mill.
Talking about a Philly rapper that dated Nicki Minaj in the
He
lawsuit.
alluded to Chris Brown too. He alluded to Cuba Gooding Jr.
I could believe that. Bro be tweaking. I seen it breakdancing with big ass eyes at, I forgot where he was at, but it was just looking like, isn't that from Snow Dogs? That tripping.
Like what? That is so random.
Yeah.
Usher.
I could also low key believe that. Not.
I be side eyeing Usher. I like Usher too, but
oh my god,
I be side eyeing him and the Biebs. Their early relationship.
That he just turned 30.
Biebs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Happy birthday,
Look at him.
bro.
He ain't right.
He did not. It did not say Meek Mill name. Wait. Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in intercourse with rapper 5. That's redacted. Look, 5. He's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael Rubin, but if you don't, you've been tweeting about you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the?
Meek Mill, you gotta respond. You have to reply expeditiously. You go on Twitter rants for less, bro. I need you to come to the stage in full deniability mode. Cause what is this, bro? What is this? Lil Rod is claiming that Diddy said he did something to you. And Usher. And I don't even know why people aren't mentioning Usher in this situation. Everybody's hung up on Meek Mill. But I think it has something to do with how Meek Mill be glazing up Rick Rubin and them. Now the Stevie J thing, that's really wild. I don't know about any of this. But Meek, you of all people, you have to reply. Everybody else could just not say anything. The fact that they redacted your name but said he's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, there's only one.
Meek's name in the lawsuit, the internet went full detective mode. It wasn't just about his association anymore. It became personal. People started speculating about Meek Mill's sexuality, a topic that has historically been taboo in hip-hop. Fans were asking, was he being manipulated or was he willingly involved? Rumors took over every corner of social media. That's when Gene Deal, Diddy's ex-bodyguard and longtime insider, stepped into the chaos with some cryptic eyebrow-raising takes of his own. Gene didn't say much, but what he did say was enough to send everyone into a frenzy.
Because you missed this. Meek Mills. Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood shit. This Hollywood shit, whereas that he's dressing like, he dressing the same shit. He dressing like Diddy? Hugged up with Diddy? I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bruh. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all that other shit like that.
Oh, wow.
That shit is crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
Cornered and clearly shaken, Meek Mill went into full damage control. But instead of issuing statements or staying quiet, like most celebs do during a legal crisis, he exploded online. Threats started flying, and his main target? DJ Academics. Meek fired off aggressive tweets, warning anyone talking about the lawsuit to back off. But Academics, never one to back down from drama, clapped back immediately, calling Meek out and refusing to be silenced. The online battle escalated fast, and fans watched like it was pay-per-view. Instead of clearing his name, Meek was spiraling publicly. His tone was defensive. His energy, chaotic. And the more he spoke, the worse it looked.
Meek Mill just responded to the Diddy allegations in the worst way possible. So in case you haven't heard, Diddy's getting sued by one of his older DJs. And in the lawsuit, it implies that Diddy had a certain relationship with somebody from Philly. It doesn't say who by name, but it says that he's a rapper from Philly and he dated Nicki Minaj. Nothing has been confirmed, but people have been saying it's allegedly Meek Mill. And he just responds by threatening AK. I don't know why he blamed him, especially since everybody online was saying the same thing. But he basically just said the industry's after him because he's independent. So according to Meek Mill, all of this is made up and it's all because of the industry. I don't know, man. What y'all think about that?
Meek says, I want to hire an investigative team, $100K cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to the Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering this media involving Meek. Anything to do with Buddy. Something's not right. The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talk about a business inside. Somebody's powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of who's powering and how exactly my name is connected to this. Meek, just transfer me the $100,000. I got you, brother. I'm gonna show you exactly right here. This is how I'm gonna give you all the proof in like 5 minutes, so we're gonna get back to this Dove case. All right, here's all the proof right here. This is how he got connected to it. Nobody's funded it. Put it like this, Meek, you couldn't get a $100,000 contract for a record deal right now. Trust me, nobody's wasting $100,000 or more to fund media to make up some on you, okay? And by the way, here's the thing too. People just think it's funny. Yo, how has this really been alive for like 40 years, been using the internet for 20 years, and still don't get it? Like, still don't get, this is like ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Meek Mill Pool Daddy. This is how, bro. If these videos didn't exist,
man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
My first thought was simple.
Come on, Chad. Come on, Chad. Now, Meek, I know you're not the sharpest knife in the tool set, but if you weren't looking exhausted in the pool, look like you may have, you know what I mean, look like you were exhausted after slipping and sliding on baby oil, you look like you just went through a marathon, possible freak off. If you weren't looking like this with the complimenting you, calling you daddy, saying you deserve it, all while you're shirtless and looking so... You look like just worn out. And you're responding to it, calling you daddy.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
I appreciate, I love you too. Now that's one. Now, here's the next thing. If you didn't realize it was probably a good time to go home and change, when you and Diddy had matching shirts and matching drawers, and y'all took a picture with a midget in a public event, all while you were leaning in like a proud side chick, we wouldn't have nothing to say. And by the way, again, ain't nobody even think, well, I don't really think he gay. I just think this is funny. I think it's funny as shit. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to play that little audio because I think that audio is fake. I think. I don't know. You know the audio like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Now, the other things that just don't make you look that good. When you were shopping. Oh, I think it's still up there. When you were shopping accidentally for vibrating panties, which people would say are freak-off supplies. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it would have been better if you said, I need some baby oil. Can I get that on? You said vibrating panties with the remote. Bruv. Now, that wasn't also the worst one.
As Meek Mill's attempts to silence critics backfired, the internet did what it does best, turn everything into content. Memes flooded Twitter and Reddit, mocking the rapper's alleged involvement in Diddy's twisted world. This is how the feds found Meek Mill, one meme joked, showing an image of a man in a cage. Harsh. Yes. Hilarious to many. Absolutely. But the rabbit hole got even deeper when fans began connecting the dots to a bizarre party Diddy allegedly threw for Meek back in 2014. It wasn't just any party, it was reportedly a $25 million celebration with more security than the Pentagon, and secrecy that screamed something's up. At the time, people thought it was just flashy hip-hop lifestyle stuff. Years later, people started realizing that the party was actually a freak-off, a wild, anything-goes night meant to celebrate Meek in more ways than one. Was it an appreciation night for being Diddy's special friend? Internet sleuths pulled up photos, old videos, and even guest lists, trying to decode what really happened that night. Suddenly, that 2014 bash wasn't just a flex, it was Exhibit A in the growing case against Meek Mill's innocence.
Video footage from a birthday bash Sean Diddy combs through for his friend Meek Mill in April of 2014 has surfaced in the midst of the disgraced rapper's trafficking arrest. According to Daily Mail, the party was held at a Parisian palace in Las Vegas that Diddy rented for a whopping $25,000 for 24 hours, which according to the property manager Jason Haidt was left in a disgusting mess after the wild get-together. He told the publication, quote, there were broken bottles of alcohol, used condoms, blood on the beddings, powder, razor blades by the hundreds, lubricant on the dressers, and marble floors. Jason claims he also, quote, found panties, bras, and even 2 iPhones in the bushes behind the bowling alley. Diddy's personal assistant relayed specific requests for the party, including bringing their own smoke detectors and that all interior bedroom door locks were to be ordered new and left unopened for their arrival. The property manager was given a rough estimate of 850 guests for the mansion party. However, 900 guests showed up. Jason claimed most of the guests participated in, quote, fueled festivities and described Diddy as being wasted. He said the party ended around 3 a.m. and claimed there was rampant use all over the $7.5 million property.
Yeah, rich niggas from the ghetto touring that metal. I'm with Diddy on another level. Yeah, bitch, man, get your shovel. I'm a guy, give me lit. I'm talking shit. I'm on the mic trying to rap, do my thing. What's a move? It's your birthday.
Yeah, I'm on a bike ride. It's your birthday. Then came the landlord, the actual owner of the mansion where the now infamous 2014 party went down. According to the owner, the mansion had never hosted anything remotely like that night. They described scenes that felt straight up creepy and strange. Sushi served on naked women lying motionless on tables, like it was some underground cult ritual, and staff being sworn to secrecy.
Diddy threw a freak-off party for Meek Mill. In April of 2014, Diddy threw a freaky birthday bash for Meek Mill, and the caretaker has came forward and explained all of the crazy things that he saw after the party was over, and also gave the Daily Mail a tape of this party. Diddy threw this party 3 days after Meek Mill's birthday, but he specifically wanted it to be on the night of a Floyd Mayweather fight. The caretaker said that the following day the bedrooms were disgusting. There were broken bottles of alcohol, used condoms, blood on the beddings, powder, razor blades by hundreds, lubricant on the dressers and on the marble floors. He found panties, bras, and even 2 iPhones in the bushes behind the bowling alley. And what's even worse, in the video that this man had, there was a woman who was used as a sushi platter. And this is horrific to even see, and then to know that it's sushi that you're putting on this woman on top of that. Like, what the hell? The caretaker also said that Diddy and his team requested double-sided locks for the interior of the bedroom doors, and they wanted them to be unlocked for the guests' arrival. Diddy requested that all the interior bedroom door locks needed to be ordered new and left unopened for the arrival for security purposes, as they would need to supervise the installation. And both keys were given to Diddy directly and nobody else. Now you're really sounding like you're trying to hold people in a bedroom against their will, Diddy. What are you doing? The caretaker said that he told Diddy that the rooms already had locks and they also had huge doors because this was a very fancy mansion, but obviously Diddy didn't care. Diddy paid $25,000 to rent out this mansion for Meek Mill's freaky party, and there was 850 guests at this party. Here's French Montana, Meek Mill, and Diddy giving a speech at this party where this caretaker found really disturbing after the party was over. And not to mention the woman laying on a table looking like she's scared to death with sushi all over her. Of all things, raw fish. This is absolutely crazy. But
they show a couple pictures. These are the cars that were awesome in 2014. Pictures that we saw. This is the woman as the sushi platter. That's kind of wild. The mansion was crowded with celebrities shuffling through the mass of people, accompanied by their entourages of bodyguards and trophy women. Lingerie-clad dancers performed provocatively on set-up stages. They dressed women up and posed around the various rappers for photos. In one scene, a girl was laid out on the table naked with only one tiny piece of vinyl covering her front body for hygiene purposes, as rows of sushi were framed on around her while workers offered bottles of sauce. The partygoers smiled into the camera, posing with their friends. At one point, Mill, Montana, and Diddy stood up on an elevated platform to give a speech, laughing with each other as one partygoer shouted to see if there was liquor up there.